Thanks.
And now it's time to play football. The three-time Super Bowl MVP, Tom Brady, who has virtually every record for a quarterback.
This is the draft report on you. Basically,
NFL icon Tom Brady, with his unparalleled career, now empathizes with fans' roller coaster emotions of anger during games. Having experienced the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, Brady understands the passionate connection fans have. What drives the intense reactions? The unpredictable twists or the shared quest for glory? Tom Brady is considered one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Born on August 3, 1977 in San Bernardino, California, Brady's illustrious career has been marked by numerous achievements. He is the only quarterback with the most Super Bowl victories in NFL history. He achieved this success with the New England Patriots and later with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brady played in the NFL for 23 seasons, 2 decades with the Patriots and 3 years with the Buccaneers before calling it a career in February. He has also been named the NFL Most Valuable Player, MVP, multiple times throughout his career. Drafted in 2000 by the New England Patriots, Tom Brady is probably the most successful player in the history of the team and NFL itself. Brady, a 3-time NFL MVP and 3-time first-team All-Pro, has etched his name in football history. Now that Tom Brady has settled into life as an NFL fan, he understands the frustrations that can boil over from the couch on any given Sunday. Tom Brady, who is enjoying retirement, recently revealed how he finally understands how fans get angry watching the game on TV. He shared an elaborative difference between watching the game on TVs from the ground. Let's see what the NFL legend revealed right here. This week's episode of SportsSpherex, Let's Go, with Tom Brady, Larry Fitzgerald, and Jim Gray, featured the former NFL quarterback talking about his recent game day perspective. The episode name is Week 7, the game on and off the field, and the 2028 Olympics, and it's available on streaming platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music. Talking about the same, the Pro Football Hall of Famer said, "I can see why normal fans get *** off when watching on television. There's so much more context when you're watching. You have this TV and they show every replay. On the field, you don't see any of that. You're seeing everything at ground level." Tom Brady went forward comparing the television experience with that of the ground experience. In this context, he said, "On the field, you don't see any of that. You're seeing everything at ground level." What makes NFL fans feel depressed, angry, and sometimes volatile when their teams don't make the playoffs or Super Bowl? And how do they overcome it? Brady said, "I think when you're a fan, you obviously see a lot, you hear a lot. The commentators are saying a lot. You have the score right there, you have the timeouts listed. Everything's right there for you. It's not necessarily like that when you're a player. You're the moment. We had to have every angle of the game and replays of the moment more than once. Spectators have all the scoring right in front of our eyes." Overcoming the defeat of a favorite sports team can be a challenging yet healing process for fans. Many employed coping mechanisms, such as discussing the game with fellow supporters, seeking solace in the team's history of successes, or focusing on individual player achievements. Engaging in rituals, attending team-related events, and maintaining a positive outlook for the future also contribute to the healing process. Ultimately, the resilient spirit of a true fan often prevails as they eagerly anticipate the next opportunity for their team to shine. Brady is taking this season off before beginning his 10-year, $375 million run with Fox as their top game analyst. "I'm taking it all in. I'm trying to actually listen to a little bit from a broadcaster standpoint and how they're calling the game, paying attention more to, I'd say, the broadcasting element of it, the pageantry of it rather than, I would say, the nuances and the technicalities of the game," Brady said. Brady revealed he's lost 10 pounds and said, "I haven't had the stress that I had while I was playing. So that's allowed me to focus a little bit more on my physical health," on a September episode of the podcast. "You could prioritize a lot of other things: career, kids, relationships, family, greater good, community," the 7-time Super Bowl champion continued. Since hanging up his cleats, Brady, 46-year-old, has been cherishing family moments and spending time with his 3 kids. The former quarterback and his ex-wife Gisele Bündchen, whom he divorced in October 2022, are co-parents of their son Benjamin, 13, and daughter Vivian, 10. He also shares 16-year-old son Jack with his ex-girlfriend, actress Bridget Moynihan. Brady went into further detail on a few of his Sunday observations, such as Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers tossing the football 1 month after surgery to repair his Achilles tendon, Elsewhere on this week's episode, I really like that about Aaron. He's pretty determined to get back. Brady stated, "I believe some guys use injuries as an excuse not to play. Seeing a guy like that inspires me because it demonstrates his passion for the game." Talking about watching NFL games from his home, for the first time in 23 years, 7-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady has been able to enjoy NFL games from the comfort of his couch on a weekly basis. During the podcast episode, the NFL legend mentioned how he enjoys watching the match as a fan from his couch and paying extra focus on how commentators are speaking. Why? Well, he is expected to make a move into the broadcast booth. It will be fun watching Tom Brady commentate. What do you think? Perhaps Tom Brady didn't get why some Patriots and Buccaneers fans would get so angry towards him when their team lost. Now that he is watching everything from their perspective, he has gained a lot more sympathy for what they feel and how they process these defeats. As the November 2024 date keeps approaching, Tom Brady knows his life will get plunged back into football, but from a different perspective about a year from now. Speaking on the microphone during these Let's Go podcast episodes are largely the reason you won't get into that other new job with no experience soon. Tom made clear again he has no interest in returning to the NFL, even as a handful of teams struggle without the proper quarterback play. Brady and legendary sportscaster Jim Gray welcome YouTube star Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, on the podcast. Gray asked the influencer how they could make one of their videos take off. Donaldson had the perfect response. "Well, if you really wanted it to take off, I'd have Tom say he is coming out of retirement." "There you go," he said. Brady laughed but said that is not happening. "Smart, Jimmy. I'm not coming out of retirement," Brady said. Donaldson said all they had to do was cut the "not" part out of the teaser for the podcast, and then all the attention would be on them. "I can't tease that. My parents would call, my kids would call. They'd kill me. I wouldn't be around by tonight," Brady said. "As I said, you're only allowed one unretirement, and I've used it up. So at this point, I'm just looking forward to being in more of your videos because my kids don't think I'm." At the end of the day, Jimmy's the one that he's got their attention. So if he tells me to do something, he's got a lot more influence than I do. So I'm actually trying to stay on their good side. He retired arguably as the greatest quarterback of all time. If you identify strongly with your team and your team wins the Super Bowl, your self-esteem and sense of optimism will increase. On the flip side, if they lose, it will increase feelings of anger and depression. It definitely has to do with the NFL fan identifying with the team so strongly that the outcome of the game has emotional and even physiological consequences for the fan. Strong bonds bind us to our family, close friends, and coworkers. They are the individuals for whom we have a sense of obligation as well as connection and belonging. Do you know that we experience happiness and hope when positive things happen to people with whom we support? Fan reactions to their teams losing in games vary widely, encompassing emotions such as disappointment, frustration, and sometimes even anger. While some fans may express their feelings passionately, others understand the unpredictable nature of sports and take defeats in stride, hopeful for better performances in the future. Ultimately, the reaction depends on individual personalities, the significance of the game, and the resilience of the fan base. Rather than turning away, loyal fans must use defeats as motivation, believing in the team's ability to bounce back and appreciating the journey, reinforcing the enduring bond between the fans and their team. Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. Subscribe and stay tuned for more similar, engaging content by giving this video a thumbs up and sharing it.